So while it is in John 13:34-35, where Jesus tells us how we are to show love unto others in accordance with the new commandment that he gave the disciples, when he said from the Amplified Bible to love one another just as I have loved you, so you too are to love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love and unselfish concern from one another. It is in our second scriptural text during his dialogue with Simon Peter, where Jesus from the NIV Bible tells us in the first two questions that were directed to Peter the exact type of love that he is looking for from both him as well as us, which I happen to believe is the same sort of love as the soul love that we just talked about earlier in this message, which goes by the name of truly love, which as per the NIV Bible is a love in which the entire personality of the person, to include their will, is involved instead of just their emotions. See, we can't just love with our emotions, because our emotions are unstable, meaning our emotions are wishy-washy. They're based on if it's hot outside. Sometimes our emotions, our love can be based on if it's cold outside. Our emotion can be based on how much money we got in the bank, or if we riding on 4 flat tires or 4 tires that are inflated. We can't base our love any longer on our emotions, because our emotions are unstable. So I was going over the message in my spirit on this morning. A few songs came to me. It's a song, this for the old folks. Y'all remember Rose Royce? Rose Royce used to sing a song and say, love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore. Then Bon Jovi came along and said, you give love a bad name. Shot through the heart and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Why would somebody come up with songs that have to do with love in such a negative way? Because the love that these folk had was a love based on emotions. See, when we have the soul love of God, it's the spiritual type of love that we receive from the Father that can withstand anything. But when we walk around with our emotional love, the love that we wear on our sleeve, the love that's based on if we slept good last night, or if we woke up with a headache this morning, that kind of love is an emotional love. That's why you're able to sing the song, say, love don't live here anymore. Guess what? Love never lived there. Let me help you, Rose Royce. Love never, the godly love, the soul love that we're supposed to have, it never lived there. See, when we have the soul love of God, we can't turn it on and turn it off when we feel like it. The soul love of God flows through us like a fountain. A fountain with the spigot broke off. So we can't turn it on and turn it off. It just flows straight from heaven, straight from God's heart to our heart. Can't be turned off. That's why when we're walking in the soul love of God, Pastor, I can't go around saying, love don't live here no more. Because love always lives within us. When we get saved, when we give our lives, when we gave our lives to Jesus Christ, when we said, come into my heart, come into my life, and live in me, the soul love of God showed up and was deposited right within our hearts. That's why we can't be the one Bon Jovi singing about, saying you give love a bad name. Because guess what? She ain't have no love, Bon Jovi. She ain't have none. She didn't have it to give. Then my mom went to back in the day. Y'all remember Toni Braxton? She sang that song, "Love Should Have Brought You Home Last Night." If he didn't have no love in him, that love ain't gonna bring him.
That's good there. That's good.
When we have the soul love of God, that soul love will bring you home. That soul love will keep you home. That soul love will not allow us as husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends to stray. Because the soul love locks us in. Glory to God. I don't know if anybody hear me on this morning. I know it's a tough message. Because see, don't nobody want to hear about love. But Dionne Warwick, glory to God, she sang a song, "What the world needs now is love, sweet love." It's the only thing that there's just too little of. No, it's not for some. It's for everyone. We all need the soul love of God to settle us and keep us moving in the right direction. For whenever our will, which is our determination, our desire, our appetite, our choice, our passion, and our purpose, whenever our will is involved, along with our whole heart, mind, soul, and strength, as spoken of in Mark 12:30, this is where we, through the power of truly love, can do anything that Jesus asks of us without us having any kind of fear or hesitation, due to our total commitment and devotion to Him and not to our feelings. Yeah, I hear you out there. She's talking about a bunch of worldly songs. I'm meeting you right where you are, sister. Why is she talking about all them songs? I'm meeting you right where you are, brother. Because sometimes you got to hear something that used to get you up and moving to get your attention. And when it comes down to it, I thank God for Him being able to use earthly things to expose the plans of the devil. Because don't nobody want to hear about love unless it's in a negative way. Don't nobody want to hear about love until you want something from me. Until you want me to do something for you. Now you want to talk about love. Let's talk about love. But it's time for us to hear what the Lord has to say about love. It's time for us to get love on our minds and love in our hearts. I'm not talking about the emotional love. I'm talking about the soul love of God. Because the soul love of God will straighten us up. The soul love of God will help us to do what is right. The soul love of God will help us to be kind and good. What do we say? The soul love of God will help us not to be resentful or irritable. The last thing people, when they need something, the last thing they need to see is that I'm getting on your nerves. The soul love of God, y'all heard it. It's not arrogant or rude.
Come on, preacher.
I ran into somebody rude the other day.
Me too.
And you know what that told me? She needs the soul love of God. He needs the soul love of God so bad. He needs the soul love of God so bad until he or she don't even know it. When we working in the soul love, when we're walking in the soul love of God, it don't insist on having its own way. You ever met somebody say, I know I'm right? This is the way we're going to do it. It used to be a saying back in the army days, it's my way or the highway. That ain't the sole love of God. That's the devil. Because you know what? Your way gonna change. Soon as I do get in your way, you gonna change it up and now I got to go this way. The sole love of God does not rejoice at somebody's wrongdoing. The sole love of God doesn't rejoice when you don't speak to somebody. Or somebody slip and fall and you bust out laughing. That's not the sole love of God. The sole love of God does not rejoice in lies. Pretending that we love somebody and you know you don't. Pretending to be nice when inside you're saying, I can't stand her guts. That's wrongdoing. That's not the truth. Love bears all things. We think about God the Father when He gave us His sole love. It's a blessing that He didn't say to Jesus and the Holy Ghost, I'm going to wait till they start showing me love before I give them my sole love. And when God gave His sole love to us, He gave it to us while we were crooked, while we were still yet sinners, while we were despicable human beings. God's sole love has a long suffering to it, where you don't get tired in the sole love of God. I'm tired of waiting on Him. God's sole love has a patience, has a long suffering to it. He said,